Hello, Facebook family and YouTube family, and happy Monday night. It is 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, in case you didn't have a watch on, or were looking at your phone, or anything else that has a clock attached to it. Happy Monday. It is an amazing 73 degrees in Illinois, November 9th. I don't know what's going on, but I fully and wholeheartedly accept 73 degrees in almost mid-November. Yes, I'll take it. Thank you. All right. So how was everyone's weekend? Anyone at all? Mine was pretty freaking phenomenal. I had the luxury of going to the Unleash You Now Mastermind, and whoo, all I can say, I could say a lot actually, but I'm not going to say a lot because I'd spend the entire live talking about the Unleash You Now Mastermind. So, phenomenal experience. If you have the opportunity to go to a mastermind, go. Probably made some lifelong connections, and that's phenomenal. And anyone you meet that can keep you on track and accountable and focusing on growth, stay at it. Okay, some shout outs. Who am I shouting out? Oh, Miss Rahma, my little buddy that I coach on her $700 that she raised for her little marathon for those experiencing homelessness. And she's rocking me toward my Christmas Hanukkah Kwanzaa that I do in December for those experiencing homelessness when I go down to the city and just kind of spend all day and distribute gift cards and whatnots. Shout out to you guys, like your kids have their friends and you just kind of suck them in and they become your kids. So I have one of those, my daughter's best friend, who just got accepted to Central Michigan and to DePaul University. So we're in the process of choosing which one she's choosing. So far, DePaul wants to offer her $19,000 a semester. Yeah. So now she's got the luxury of comparing. So shout out to Miss Amber. Who else we got? There's so many wins this week. It's unreal. So glad everyone made it home from Mastermind or is on their way home. Yes. Okay. So the conversation of tonight is how well do you know your teenage daughters, as mine is having whatever teenage issues she's got going on right now. It's kind of like an evolving, growing process, to be honest, because when you think you got it down, you're like, curveball. So my mission with my kids was to create the relationship that I always wanted with my mom. And since I left my ex-husband, I've been able to create that environment for my kids and create a really close bond and relationship with them. And I mean, boys, I don't know, boys are boys. They're hard at first and easier now, other than like the big-headedness. Like I joke with my 16-year-old, I'm like, yo, how'd your head get through the door? Because he thinks he knows everything. But girls, we're a different breed. And girls go through a lot. And 98% of girls from statistics, I'll put the citations in the comments wherever they're at. But 98% of girls from the age of 11 and up feel a lot of pressure from external sources to look a certain way. That's my crying teenager. That they have to kind of fit a mold. And 92% of teen girls want to change something about their body. And as a woman, now 38, that carries into our adulthood. And then if you add any form of sexual assault on top of that, or molestation or rape, it really takes what we feel our value away, or whether, the father figure's involved or not. It's just, there's a lot that goes into play with this. And then on top of that, 1 in 4 girls, teenage girls, are clinically diagnosed with depression, man, cutting, some form of mental health issue. And, that's something I can completely relate to on my end. I started cutting when I was 14. And that was because at the age of 5 and 11, I was sexually assaulted by babysitters. And then I was raped twice, once being in the military. So I didn't really have anyone to talk to or anyone that I felt would listen, because the one time I did say something when I was 11, nothing was done about it. And pretty much what happened was they said I was acting out for attention. So I had to live with that and live with the continued, I don't know if you want to call it molestation or sexual assault. But I had to continue to live with that for a little bit. When that happens to a girl, your self-worth and how you view yourself, and it changes for the rest of your life. And to not have the ability to communicate with somebody or have the ability to reach out when you're just dying inside or want to die inside because you just feel like you've been tossed away like a piece of trash, like nobody cares. It really sucks. So, I see a lot often dads who say they're close with their daughters or moms who say their daughters are their best friends, but are you having those difficult conversations with your daughters? Do you know where their mindset is at? Do you know what's been going on in their life? Have you had the sex talk with them? My sex talk was, if you're ready to have sex, you can come to me and we'll get on birth control. But if you have sex, I'm going to break your legs. That was my sex talk. So needless to say, I didn't go beyond. I didn't feel comfortable reaching out. I didn't feel safe reaching out. So it's, as parents, are we creating that open space for our kids and our daughters to have the ability to come to us for everything, not just for the good things, not just for the excitement within the day, not for, hey, I got accepted to college. Can they come to you? Do they feel comfortable coming to you when it comes to sex or when it comes to their own self-body image? Do you have a good self-body image? Can you say, I love and accept myself? Can your daughter come to you when she's being bullied or if she's having a hard time? Can she come to you when she's having a bad mental health day? I ask my daughter often, like, how are we on mental health today? I gotta say, today is not a good mental health day. So, we've been having a conversation, and you have to allow those doors to be open. And I know a lot of us, when I was initially raising the kids, because of how I was raised, it was more kids are meant to be seen, not heard. And so for quite some time, my kids were raised in that type of environment where kids were meant to be seen, not heard. And it wasn't until 2016 when I became a single parent and started really growing and transitioning that I didn't want to be that parent. I want to hear my kids. I want my kids to be able to be comfortable enough to come to me. I want to be close to my daughter. I don't want to, have that I'm angry at you state and then we're split when we're older. I want to be close to my kids. I want my grandkids coming over all the time. To 17. So 10 years plus from now, I'm good with that. Nowhere near right now. My daughter's almost 18. So 27, I'm okay with that. I think. I don't know. Ask me when she's 27. Do you do self-care with your daughter? Do you talk about self-love and acceptance and if she accepts who she is? And, It's easy for girls to put on a front, but once that bedroom door slams shut, and let's be honest, we do know that bedroom door slams shut 90% of the time. You just heard it about 5 minutes ago. What's going on behind that door? And is your daughter comfortable enough talking to you about it? Have you created that relationship? I recently started, since I got back to Illinois, started coaching at a kickboxing, well, at a gym. It's a fit gym, but we have kickboxing classes. And one of the things I do when I coach is we work on mind, body, and spirit. And whatever spirit looks like to you, whatever your belief system is, I just hone in on that for you. And I've been there, I don't know, like 2 months now, but I end class a little early. And the first week I did this, it broke my heart. I asked every girl and every woman to tell me one thing that they love about themselves. Just one thing. And from aged 11 to 45 plus, not one of them could tell me one thing that they loved about themselves. And it took everything in me not to cry in front of them. Because I remember like 2 years ago not even being able to say I love and accept myself. So to now be able to be where I'm at and to be in front of these young ladies and these women who do so much. I mean, you guys seen I think Rachma's 13, just put together an entire marathon on her own and raised $700 for someone so amazing, so young, to not be able to say something she loves about herself. It's just, it's a feeling as a coach that is just, it is so soul crushing. So now we're in like week 7 or 8 and everyone's starting to fly by, but it took 4 or 5 weeks when all the ladies, they would walk in, they're like, oh God, not again. Do I have to do this again? And I had 2 19-year-olds who would Google synonyms for different meanings. And it was, I mean, we still laugh because, it's just, they're getting a rhythm now. And now we've incorporated, not only are you going to tell me what you love about yourself, like today we did 4 things, but you're also going to tell me what you're grateful for. And then you're also going to tell me what you're claiming for your future self, whether it's 2 weeks from now or 20 years from now, but tell me what you're claiming for your future self. So with that, it's like, it is so important that our young ladies know how to have a voice, that they know how to stand in their voice, that they know how to love themselves, that they know how to communicate to us as parents, and that they're truly, genuinely going to be heard and not shut down or brushed under the table or invalidated. We do so much as women and so much as girls. We need that bond and we need that strength. And with that, I'm happy to announce the release of my first course, which is for young ladies, and I'm incorporating the parents. So it's going to be a 6-week course on self-love and acceptance and standing in your power. Whether our girls are in a relationship with boys, or whether our girls are in a relationship with other girls, or transgender, or what have you, the bottom line is people can be toxic no matter what. And if our kids can't stand in their power and don't know how to love and accept themselves and say no to someone that is toxic, then they will live in that cycle of abuse until they themselves are sick and tired of it, when they're adults, or they will continue through their adulthood living in that same cycle instead of saying, no, I'm better and I'm worth more than this. No one should ever tell you, if you love me, then you'll do this. No, it should be, if you love me, you'll let me be me without trying to control me, without telling me whatever. I think we've all been through a toxic relationship or two. And as I'm working with the girls through the 6 weeks, then I'll also be working with the parents on how to communicate with your children, how to genuinely listen, and how to break your own generational cycles in these areas, because a lot of us are still holding on to it, and a lot of us are still going through it ourselves. I know I am on my end. So I'm really excited about this. And if you would like more information, please feel free to message me on Messenger, or go ahead and email me that too. So help yourselves stand in your power, and help your daughters stand in their power, and have those conversations of who they are when they're not just happy around you. Have a good night.